Welcome to the 10th lecture on electrodynamics. Application of Gauss law. Continuation. Application of Gauss law continued. This is the second application. Application number 2. E due to a charged spherical shell or electric field due to a charged spherical conductor. Derivation of E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square. E, electric field due to a spherical conductor or spherical shell. The equation is E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square. And this equation we find by applying Gauss law. ഇപ്പോൾ Gauss law വെച്ചിട്ട് രണ്ടാമത്തെ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷനാണ് ഒരു സ്പിയർ ചാർജിൽ അത് പുറത്ത് നിർമ്മിക്കുന്ന അതിൻ്റെ ഫീൽഡ് പടം നോക്കുക. You see the figure. The figure is repeated. You draw only once. Consider a uniformly charged sphere of radius r carrying a charge q. Let P be a point at a distance r from the center O. We have to find the electric field at P. ഒരു ചാർജ്ഡ് സ്പിയർ കണ്ടക്റ്റിംഗ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഷെൽ വിചാരിക്കുക. അതിൻ്റെ പുറത്തായിരിക്കും ചാർജ് ഇരിക്കുക. ഒരു ഷെല്ലാണെങ്കിൽ കണ്ടക്ടർ ആണെങ്കിൽ അങ്ങനെ തന്നെ ഇതിൻ്റെ റേഡിയസ് ആറാണ്. ആ ചുമപ്പ് മഷിയിൽ മാർക്ക് ചെയ്താണ് സ്പിയറിക്കൽ കണ്ടക്ടർ. അപ്പോൾ അതിൽ നിന്ന് പുറത്ത് ആറകലെയുള്ള പോയിൻ്റാണ് പി. പിയിലെ ഫീൽഡ് കാരണം ആറ് ക്യാപിറ്റൽ ആർ ആ സ്പിയറിൻ്റെ റേഡിയസ് ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ പിയിലൂടെ നമ്മളൊരു ഗോഷ്യൻ സർഫസ്, ഒരു കോൺസെൻട്രിക് സ്പിയർ ഇമാജിൻ ചെയ്യണം. ആ കോൺസെൻട്രിക് സ്പിയർ spherical surface, അതിനെ വിളിക്കുന്ന പോലെ ഗോഷ്യൻ സർഫസ്. You look at the figure. Consider a uniformly charged sphere of radius r carrying a charge q. Let P be a point at a distance r from the center O. We have to find the electrical field at P. A blue mark ഇരിക്കുന്ന സ്പിയർ, blue marked sphere, that is the Gaussian surface. Draw a concentric sphere. How to draw the Gaussian surface? Draw a concentric sphere of radius r with the center O passing through P. This is called Gaussian surface. The word Gaussian surface is highlighted. All points on the surface of the sphere, at all points on the surface of the sphere, the magnitude of the electrical field is the same and its direction is perpendicular to the surface. Gauss theorem is phi is equal to surface integral E dot ds is equal to 1 by epsilon 0 q. Phi is equal to surface integral E dot ds is equal to 1 by epsilon 0 q. How do you know the Gauss theorem? The first time and the last time. Phi is q by epsilon 0. Mark it as 1. Now consider second time. Phi is equal to surface integral E dot ds. Here integral ds is called area of Gaussian surface. That is the surface area of the spherical surface drawn, which is equal to 4 pi r square, small r square. Therefore phi is equal to E into surface integral E dot ds is equal to E into 4 pi r square. Equation number 2. Equate 1 and 2. That is the final step. Equate 1 and 2. E into 4 pi r square is equal to q by epsilon 0. E is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square. This is the field produced by a charged spherical conductor. Now it has two particular cases. Note number 1, at a point on the surface of shell, at a point on the surface of spherical conductor, at a surface small r is equal to capital R, radius of sphere. Therefore E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square. And second note, at a point inside the sphere, At a point inside the sphere, the charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface is 0. That is Q is equal to 0 because charge always resides on the surface of the spherical conductor. Charge resides on the surface, therefore charge enclosed by Gaussian surface is 0. Q is equal to 0. On putting Q is equal to 0 in the above equation, we get V is equal to 0. So inside point, at a point inside of a spherical conductor, charged conductor, electrical intensity is 0. And this calculation we can represent graphically. This is the graph showing the variation of field inside and outside the spherical conductor. Inside there is graph, which is a 1 by r square relation on the right side and on the left side. Inside there is no graph. Look here, this is a graph drawn by taking r on the x-axis and e on the y-axis. Inside there is no graph. That thick line is the graph. Inside the sphere there is no graph. Inside the region there is no intensity. Outside the intensity decreases in the manner 1 by r square. The field inside the charged conducting spherical shell is 0. The field decreases with r outside the shell in the form E proportional 1 by r square. On the surface, the field is maximum, which is given by E is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by capital R square. ഇപ്പോൾ ഫീൽഡിൻ്റെ വേരിയേഷൻ അതിന് ഗ്രാഫിക്കൽ റെപ്രസെൻറ്റേഷനാണ് കാണിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഔട്ട്സൈഡ് മാത്രമേ ഫീൽഡ് ഉള്ളൂ. അതൊരു 1 by r സ്ക്വയർ ഫോമിലാണ് ഡിക്രീസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഇൻസൈഡ് നോ ഫീൽഡ്. Now we see application number 3. E due to a uniformly charged non-conducting sphere. Previously we have seen conducting sphere. Now uniformly charged non-conducting sphere. And here the first two calculations are same. There is only change in the last part, inside point. So we can see the first two part. Here the red marked sphere is a non-conducting sphere. That is, all charges will not come to surface. Charge will remain inside also. Consider a uniformly charged non-conducting sphere of radius capital R. Let Q be the charge on it. Let P be a point at a distance R from O. The charge is distributed on the entire spherical non-conductor. So we take a point P as in the previous case when the point lies outside the sphere, case 1. Gauss theorem is phi is equal to surface integral E dot ds equal to 1 by epsilon 0 Q, where Q is total charge on the sphere. To find E at P, draw a concentric sphere of radius r with a center O. This is the Gaussian surface. ഇപ്പോൾ ഗോഷ്യൻ സർഫസ് മുമ്പത്തെ പോലെ തന്നെ നമ്മളൊരു ചാർജ്ഡ് ഒരു സ്പെറിക്കൽ ഷെല്ലാണ് വരക്കുന്നത് പിയിലൂടെ എൻക്ലോസിങ് ദ സ്പിയർ. At all points of this sphere, the magnitude of the electric field is the same and its direction is perpendicular to the surface. Phi is equal to 1 by epsilon 0 Q, equation number 1. As usual. Now consider phi is equal to surface integral E dot ds. Here integral ds is the area of the Gaussian surface equal to 4 pi small r square. Therefore phi is equal to E into surface integral E dot ds is equal to E into 4 pi r square equal to 1 and 2. We get E into 4 pi r square is Q by epsilon 0. E is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by r square. The same relation that we saw in the case of a charged conducting sphere. There is no change in the relation. And now we consider case 2 of this. When the point lies on the surface. In this case, small r is capital R, E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by capital R square. And this is the maximum field. Now comes the next case, that's a special case. That is the difference between a conducting sphere and the non-conducting charged sphere. Case 3, when the point P lies inside the sphere. So here red marked sphere is the non-conducting sphere, P is inside at a distance r from center. We mark a blue marked spherical surface, that is the Gaussian surface. P is a point inside the sphere. P is at a distance r from O and r less than capital R. Capital R is radius of sphere. Draw a concentric sphere of radius r with the center O. This is the Gaussian surface. Total charge enclosed by the sphere. So when we consider inside the spherical surface, charge is less than the total charge. So the new charge inside the Gaussian surface is equal to q dash equal to 4 by 3 pi r cubed, its volume, into rho, charge density, where rho is q by 4 by 3 pi r cubed. The total charge on the sphere is q. Its volume is 4 by 3 pi capital R cubed. Therefore, volume charge density, rho is q by 4 by 3 pi capital R cubed. And when we multiply rho with the volume of the sphere enclosed by Gaussian surface, the charge q dash is 4 by 3 pi r cubed into rho, small r cubed into rho. So we write the Gauss theorem. Q dash is equal to 4 by 3 pi r. Q dash is equal to its volume 4 by 3 pi r cubed into rho. That is 4 by 3 pi small r cubed into q by 4 by 3 pi capital R cubed. 4 pi cancel. We get q dash is q into small r cubed by capital R cubed. You remember, small r is the distance of the point from O, and capital R is the radius of the sphere. Again, Gauss theorem is phi is equal to surface integral E dot ds equal to 1 by epsilon 0 q. We put the value of q dash here. Therefore, phi is equal to 1 by epsilon 0 q into r cubed by r cubed, since q is q dash here. Then consider the definition. Phi is equal to surface integral E dot ds is equal to E into 4 pi r square, equal to 1 and 2. E into 4 pi r square is equal to 1 by epsilon 0 q into r cubed by r cubed. Out of division, r square will cancel. We get E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 qr by capital R cubed. E is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 qr by capital R cubed. That is capital E proportional to small r, because q, capital R, epsilon 0 are constants. So E proportional to small r in this case. Whereas for a charged conducting sphere, E inside is 0. Here, for a non-conducting sphere at a point inside, the field varies as r, E proportional to small r. So the graph will also change. You see, the one-sided graph is shown at the surface field is maximum, it decreases in the form E proportional 1 by r square outside, but inside the sphere, the graph is a straight line and it is also shown. So inside and outside there are graphs. Inside a straight line graph moves upwards where E proportional to r, and outside E decreases in the manner E proportional to 1 by r square. And this is the question. State Gauss theorem. Apply the theorem to find electrical intensity due to a uniformly charged non-conducting sphere. Conducting sphere can be asked, or a non-conducting sphere can be asked. The difference is in the case of point inside. That is all with our 10th lecture on electrodynamics. We continue with another topic in the next class. Thank you very much.